Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Raw Cloud. I did a recording, but before I get into that, I have some news, and it's concerning this would-be handler wife of mine. So I get a letter in the mail stating from her lawyer that I need to remove a couple of the videos that I have of me talking about her. This is not going to happen. So my wife, she don't come to the channel and support me in the disclosure movement. She only come here to see who's in the comment section and see all the good, loving response that I get from you guys. She's not supportive. So in my opinion, she's very sinister. I don't trust her. So, and this is a disclosure. So you can tell your lawyer, Tracy, that this is a disclosure channel. And it's a wonderful community. And I'm not going to remove any videos. So that letter, we can go ahead and go to court. I talked to my lawyer, and he gave me all the advice that I need. And if we need to show up in court over this, you're not going to come here in this country and think that you're going to dictate the laws over here. So you're from Mexico. You're not going to come over here. I don't care what type of lawyer you have. And if she don't know the law, then we'll educate her on the law. So you're not going to bully me or threaten me with a civil suit for me disclosing. Okay? I have a community that supports me, and I trust them. So I have your letter. I'm going to keep on hold on to that letter because it's a bully tack. It's pretty much bully tactic, and I'm not going to go for it. I'm absolutely not going to go for it. Those type of tactics do not work on me. I came into this world, grew up to do what's right. And I network with a lot of people that's trying to do what's right, not only for their families, but for the world. Okay? So, and the law is the law over here. I can have an opinion. If I have problems in the household and I want to discuss that openly, I can discuss whatever I want openly. Okay? As long as it's true, and it's true. I don't disclose anything about you that's not true. And if I have to back it up with audio, with how you truly are, then so be it. But your lawyer Tracy is not going to threaten me with a civil suit. We can go to court, and I can do the same thing. I can reverse that. I can countersue for you for those bully tactics. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be threatened by you. I keep my peace within my household. I know that you also in the letter is stating that, any videos of me talking about you or my daughter. Look, I know that my daughter is being manipulated by you, okay? I know that she is. I gave her all the love and all the respect, and I tried to be the perfect father for all of my children. But there's only one other person in here that is being manipulated, and that is my daughter. My other two sons are not doing that, okay? They're not doing that. So, and I've been the best husband, father I possibly can. You came into this country with nothing. You got your green card from me. I didn't have to marry you. I did not have to marry you, but I did when you became pregnant. You had no credit. You had bad credit. Okay? I bought you the car. I got you the car that you drive around in. You didn't have good credit. I got the house that we live in. So you're not going to sit here and bully me and try to threaten me. Okay? You can go back to your country where those type of laws apply. But over here in America, we honor our laws. And I have a disclosure channel. You're not going to threaten me. You're not going to bully me, you or Tracy, your lawyer. Okay? And if she don't know the law, then she need to be, her bar license need to be taken. And that's my opinion. And I'm entitled to my opinion. Okay? Miss Tracy, I'm entitled to my opinion. This is America. This is the law. I can speak my piece. And like I said, this is a disclosure channel. And there's nothing, no one is going to sit here and bully me and ask me to take down videos that I produce in my household. Okay? This is my household. And I speak the truth on what goes on in my household. So I'm going to stand up for American rights. And if anybody that is not from this country that don't like our laws, they can go back to their country. As a matter of fact, these are the type of people. Now, I'm not talking about all Latino people, but the people like my wife, and this is my opinion, that sit here and think that they can bend their wheel and play victim when they are clearly not a victim, and try to manipulate the laws to work in their will. And it's not right. It's never been right. And these are the type of people that ICE need to come and pick up. Okay? These are the ones that need to be deported back to their country where they are from. So I'm always going to speak my truth. I'm always going to state my opinion. And I'm never going to allow anyone to try to tear that down or try to bully me with these civil suits, threats. Okay? Tell Tracy, give her this video. I'm prepared to go to court. Okay? I'm prepared. I talked to my lawyer. There's nothing that I am doing that is wrong. I am within my household. I'm speaking my truth. And it is what it is. Okay? I'm right here. I'm not on the outside. I see this within my household. Okay? So my soon-to-be ex-wife can tell her lawyer to shove it where the sun don't shine. And I mean that with all due respect. Have a good day. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Raw Cloud. Today, I wanted to give you a compilation of things that have been hidden within this government structure. This is a compilation that could be described as the deep state and the operations of human trafficking, cannibalism, and how this world has been ran by this pyramid structure that we call the government. At the top, they know all about this and have been in compliant with these particular beings that thrive and feed off of human energy, human flesh, human blood. Those that want to control us and see us as farm animals. We are extraordinary spiritual beings that had incarnated to put an end to these particular bloodline families that have been ruling from behind the scenes, better known as the deep state, the cabal, the Luciferians, and etc. We are Christ-conscious beings that have come in at a particular time to activate these stargates and bring us up into a state of awareness. Most people here within this matrix system have fallen asleep and been compliant, pretty much been passive. They see and know something is not right, but they turn a blind eye to it. They believe in this pyramid structure. They believe in the people that work this structure known as the government. There have been many good people that came in and tried to do good, but have been turned inside out or cloned and controlled at the top. So we must put an end to this structure, because the Anunnaki and the Dracos, which fight over control of humanity, will deceive us on many levels. And even over them, the Archons control them both. So the information that I give you guys, it is not to put fear. It is to help you stay on course, help you see what has been hidden on planet Earth and what has been going on from behind the scenes. So take a look at this compilation of what we all should be focusing on and trying to heal as spiritual beings. We must heal planet Earth. We must heal the people of planet Earth, and we must wake up those that choose to, stand up and do something for themselves. Also, at the end of the video, Jumping Timelines, episode 7. This will be the YouTube version of it, but go to Rumble. Rumble will have the full episode. So check it out. I love you, I honor you, and I will always be with you. I will never turn my back on you. Have a good day.
Lessons from us, and I'm gonna be the first.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
this woman found a truck full of children's bodies. I mean, this is horrible. The horrifying incident took place at a gas station in Michoacan, Mexico, where the woman worked inspecting semi-trucks. But on this day, this specific truck pulled in and something seemed very off about the driver. He was very nervous, tense, and sweating profusely. The woman noticed that the truck's back door was slightly open, so she decided to take a look. She slowly opened the door and immediately burst into tears. Inside were hundreds of children's bodies piled on top of each other like food. She also saw a lot of blood on the floor, and that's when she noticed black plastic bags, and when she took a closer look, she noticed they were stuffed with severed limbs. They were filled with small arms, legs, and even heads. This video was taken shortly after, and she is seen gasping for air and can barely even stand up. And what's even more horrifying, just days after this video surfaced, this woman was found chopped up in a suitcase left in a parking lot. And next to her remains was a message saying, "This is what happens when you saw what you shouldn't have. Don't..."
Has been following for 3 days here on 7 Action News. Is a Detroit business buying and selling human body parts illegally? And what was inside the business? It may shock you. 7 Action News investigator Jim Kurtzner is live with the very latest tonight. And Jim, is this part of that investigation? Is that winding down at all yet?
It is indeed, Jeff. Take a live look behind me. This is what's left of the FBI evidence recovery team inside this car. And take a look at this vehicle. We believe this is the owner of the business just returning to take back possession of his business. More on that in a second. But take a look. Another busy day out here on Detroit's east side, just down the road from City Airport. Sources say they have removed several boxes of what is believed to be human remains. Sources say many people. This was a big operation. And get this, inside this business, a saw used to cut up bodies, it is believed, all taken away as evidence to the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office, where it will be tested. This business is known as International Biological. It advertised as a medical educational service provider. The owner is Art Rathburn. He has a mortician license, has had in Michigan since 1982. But the big question is, did he get human bodies illegally? And was he selling them illegally? Just moments ago, the owner, we believe, showed up. I tried to ask him some questions. Mr. Rathburn, will you talk with us? What do you have to hide?
About those children removed from their homes intentionally for profit. Children are seized unnecessarily from their families due to the federal aid created in 1974 entitled the Adoption and Safe Families Act. It offers financial incentives to the states that increase adoption numbers. To receive the adoption incentives or bonuses, local CPS must have more children. They must have more merchandise to sell. Funding is available when a child is placed in a foster home with strangers or placed in a mental health facility and medicated, usually against the parents' wishes. Parents are victimized by the system that makes a profit for holding children longer and bonuses for not returning children to their parents. This is abuse of power. It is lack of accountability, and it is a growing criminal political phenomenon spreading around the globe. Oftentimes, but not always, poor parents are targeted to lose their children because they do not have the wherewithal to hire an attorney or fight the system. Being poor and lacking proper housing does not mean your children should be removed. CPS has redefined poor to mean psychologically inferior. Therefore, it is in the best interest of the child to be removed. Best interest, of course, has also been redefined at the child's expense. It has been reported over and over that 6 times as many children die in foster care than in the general public. Once a child is legally kidnapped and placed in official safety, the child is far more likely to suffer abuse, including sexual molestation and/or rape. Case workers and social workers are often guilty of fraud. They withhold and destroy evidence, and they seek wrongly to terminate parental rights while being protected by state immunity.
I was standing from probably the third row in the bottom. I heard the shot ring out. I looked to my left, and then I looked over to my right. I saw him slump over in his chair forward. He slumped over. He had blood coming from the left side of his neck down his shirt, and he slumped over and he was carried off. Get off me! Get off me!
Emotions are running high right now.
Keep your eye on this space here where the red circle is as the next clip plays. To me, I first seen this and thought straight away, holy shit, that is the bullet. It matches the exit wound. It also matches the shirt puffing up and the angle of the entry and exit. I needed another angle just to see if this was actually fact. I'm trying to get as much info as I could before I posted anything. And in that video, you can see the same, what appears to be the bullet coming down, and it does line up with the actual gunshot itself.
We're not counting gang violence. Great.
So, again, I needed another angle. I found this video, and this one's a little bit harder to see, but you can see something go down into the back right-hand side of Charlie. So, from this, looking at Google Earth and drawing a line from where I believe the shooter was, his tent being set up in the middle of that triangle area, would appear that the shooter was up here somewhere. That's the angle that the bullet was coming down from.
31078, cannibalism. Might seem kind of gruesome, and kind of is. I'm going to give you a little background of what got me to this position to run this bill. Back in 2019, I heard that Washington State was starting to do human composting, and that disturbed me. I wanted to address this because what I didn't want to see is bags of compost with human bone fragments. I want to stop it getting into the human food supply. I was on a plane this summer, watched a video of some food show, and the three contestants tasted the food and they had to guess what was in it. It was some kind of a sausage. And one of the options they told these people that was in the food was human flesh. The way our society's going and the direction we're going, this is going to be normalized. There's only one state in the union that it is illegal. Cannibalism is illegal, and that is Idaho. Already illegal for someone to do it themselves, but it is not illegal for them to give it to somebody unknowingly. So what that language does is captures it getting into the food sources. That's really my concern.
Would you want to include on line 11 flesh, blood, bones, and organs?
I do believe flesh would cover the organs. Hopefully we don't ever have to add bones to this. But I was doing that incrementalism thing. I mean, it's not even illegal to feed it to someone. So I was thinking like maybe next year we come back and go the next step.
And what's the most common cause for death?
Blood clots. We're seeing loads of people with unnatural blood clots, like white calamari inside them. The coroners won't talk about it. They just don't want to talk about it.
And what do you think they are?
I think it's a result of COVID vaccines. And it's been well documented by people far cleverer than me. And I've been shouting about it for years. But people just don't seem to want to acknowledge it. Mostly people like the coroners, most doctors, government ministers, they won't talk about it. They don't want to know. I've even been to the police station. They don't want to know. They won't even talk to me about it.
And what do these clots look like?
I've got some here if you want to see them.
Yes. Yeah, go for it. Wow. So all of these sort of calamari-looking clots,
Yep.
You've taken them out of people's
Personally.
circulation system.
I've never ever seen, I mean, I worked for the coroner for 7 years. I've never seen anything like it in anyone before. He's done 20 odd years. He's never seen anything like it before. And we're finding this now constantly inside people that have all been COVID vaccinated. So that's what we're seeing. So I reached out to my local coroner and kind of said, look, I'm really concerned, you know, we've got a young lad of 30 in. We've pulled out about half a pound of this crap out of him. I know you've post-mortemed him. What is it? You know, what is it? We've never seen it before. Do you need samples? Have you got samples? How can we help, you know? No reply at all, firstly, by the email. And I emailed because I wanted a paper trail, because I knew then what was happening. I took a phone call about 4 days later. It was from one of the girls in the office who doesn't work with bodies. They're in the office. And she said, well, we spoke to the pathologist. He said, don't worry. You can dispose of them. It's perfectly natural. It grows post-mortem. So what that means is basically they're saying that when you die, rubber grows throughout your arteries all of a sudden. And it's perfectly normal. Well, I can tell you, having done this job for 18 years, 7 years picking up bits out of the road, that isn't normal. That isn't normal. And it's only, and every one of these people was COVID vaccinated. How do I know? Because I meet the family at the point of arrangement and I ask them, I say, was mum COVID vaccinated? And they say yes. And they tell me. And because the government made such a big thing about you must be vaccinated. If you don't, you're selfish, you're dangerous, you can't work, you can't travel. You're killing people if you don't. People are only too forthcoming then to tell you their vaccine status. And they did get good coverage. A lot of people were vaccinated.
That kill them all, whether it's the eggs or the redia or the circaria or myricidia.
These are all the stages.
These are all the complicated little stages. Are a wormwood combination, a ground clove, and the third herb is an extract of the green hull of the black walnut tree. You have to use them together because you have to kill everything at once. Otherwise, one thing turns into the next.
Right, right. How long? How long do you have to take this?
5 days or 6 days.
That's it?
That's it.
And what happened? The parasites are...
Yes. All the parasitic stages are gone. Now, you might think, well, the cancer still goes on, but it doesn't. That was the amazing thing. The good news is that when you kill them, all that growth factor is removed. That excess growth factor is immediately removed. And the cancer stops.
Northern California, we've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow, believe it or not. Military aircraft flying through the region is dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is. 50 in Medford right now, 48 in Wairika, 42 in Klamath Falls. Forecast for tonight.
Okay, yes. We are bored. We're all bored now. But has it ever occurred to you, Wally, that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money, and that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks? And it's not just a question of individual survival, Wally, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no? See, I keep meeting these people. I mean, just a few days ago, I met this man whom I greatly admire. He's a Swedish physicist, Gustav Bjornstrand, and he told me that he no longer watches television, he doesn't read newspapers, and he doesn't read magazines. He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot. When I was at Finhorn, I met this extraordinary English tree expert who had devoted his life to saving trees. Just got back from Washington, lobbying to save the redwoods. He's 84 years old. He always travels with a backpack because he never knows where he's going to be tomorrow. And
When I met him at Findhorn, he said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "New York." He said, "Ah, New York, yes, that's a very interesting place. Do you know a lot of New Yorkers who keep talking about the fact that they want to leave but never do?" And I said, "Oh, yes." And he said, "Why do you think they don't leave?" I gave him different banal theories. He said, "Oh, I don't think it's that way at all." He said, "I think that New York is the new model for the new concentration camp, where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they've built. They've built their own prison, and so they exist in a state of schizophrenia, where they are both guards and prisoners, and as a result, they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they've made, or to even see it as a prison." And then he went into his pocket and he took out a seed for a tree and he said, "This is a pine tree." He put it in my hand and he said, "Escape before it's too late." See, actually for 2 or 3 years now, Chiquita and I have had this very unpleasant feeling that we really should get out. And we really feel like Jews in Germany in the late 30s. Get out of here. Of course, the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction. See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished, and that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing, and there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being.
Watch these walls. Oh my fucking god, bro. What?
The answers, taking bone samples to clone rappers, but the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missing, skin lifted. It's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old. You get your duplication to enforce their message. The clone Gucci, clone Kodak, clone Eminem. He ain't rap since Encore. Know that cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. If they killed the rappers who were spitting truth, they wouldn't have a messenger to reach the youth. So they duplicate physically, implant abilities, replicate tattoos and cloning facilities. For all of time in all forms, they own all your music, your image, your name, and your person. Weird, right? I know you don't think that is facts, but for 50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat. It's another way for them to win the war by weaponizing important celebrities. Don't kill your foes, just clone their gods. Then you'll control all your enemies.
Blamed Jews for everything. He assembled a staff of experts to research the origin of European Jews. His research cost him several millions of dollars. His conclusion was that these Jews, who are committing all sorts of crimes, were rapidly taking economic and political control of America. He bought himself a weekly newspaper and used it to spread his anti-Semitic propaganda. In a series of 91 weekly articles called The International Jew, that claimed there was a global Jewish conspiracy to take over the world.
Get serious with it. About young comedians. About young girls. Ask me about that. You don't like young girls? Say you don't like young girls on television. Smile if I don't like young girls. No, I like young girls. Yeah, I fuck them. I ain't no good, ain't trying to be no good. I ain't no good, ain't trying to be no good.
I may end up running off with you myself, you know.
That's what Steven says.
It's Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good director, isn't he? Yeah.
Steven Spielberg is a pedophile.
Can you tell us the secret about Steven Spielberg? He eats babies. Whole babies.
Johnny Carson asking, you have a daughter who's a really good-looking chick. Well, you may be able to change her life and improve your financial status. Because Prince Andrew is looking for a new girlfriend. Just drop a nude photo of your little nymphette in a self-addressed stamped envelope and mail it to Royal Affair, Buckingham Palace.
So yes, guys, we are at war with some of these elites still running things from behind the scenes. Some of those videos are old, some of those are new. But I wanted to paint a picture so that you know how this government structure has been working in secret posing as doing good deeds and awarding pedophiles for being a part of their elite groups. And we're talking about people that was in Hollywood, people that are in the music industry. You're talking about prominent people like Oprah, Ellen, you know, people that play as if they're doing good things for humanity, but in secret are hiding like horrific things that dealing with children. The one thing they want to do is go after the children. Why do they do this? Because children have the brightest light. They hold the most innocent, and they are precious to this planet in helping, developing, and keeping the vibration high. So these beings that hide in human flesh, like the reptilians, the hybrid grays, and other entities that use holograms to pretend to be human. And they work with these Nazi groups. And I talked about that. They believe in if it's out of sight, then it's out of mind. And I'm here to break that transparency. I will continue to shine light in these dark places to show humanity what has been going on from behind the scene. Guys, I've noticed that I've been putting myself out there like far too much to where, I can be infiltrated. So I have to be extremely cautious. I may have to start backing off of certain individuals that I have like really allowed myself to get close to. Because I can watch people and how they develop and start to notice certain patterns. And it is very necessary that I use these particular methods of my training to not get infiltrated. The dark forces will use people that are close to me so that they can infiltrate these particular people.
My brother is having a nightmare.
Guys, we are Christ beings here on a mission. We will not be knocked down, pushed over, or forgotten. We came here for this very important mission, and we will continue to do this together as the warriors that we are, as the star seeds and light workers and light warriors that we are, the true divine essence of Source God. We have a mission and we will complete it. Let's continue to guard our minds, shine that light from our hearts all over the world so that those that have lost hope can finally see they are not alone on that journey. We will continue to be there for those that really want and need us. But be careful of the dark forces that hide and wait in the shadows to push us off our track. We stand in the light no matter what we go through here on earth. We will continue to push forward, to be strong for each other. and to never give up. We will never give up. We will never lose our faith. We will never lose our hope. Source God makes no mistake, and no enemy of humanity will ever win. They can't win. I'm always with you, no matter what. So let's keep going. I love you, I honor you, and I will always respect you. Have a good day.